guys, it's me Athena. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Athena Beth Black, and for the last 10 years I have been studying and practicing different types of witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, and all the things that go into that box. The noise you hear, as always, is my dog, and for that I apologize, but it's a lot worse if I try to keep him out. He's a barker. So the video that follows is actually one I recorded in the very beginning phases of this series. I recorded it probably a week or so before I launched the series, and it had a couple little hinky spots in it that I am recording over. Also, I wanted to let you know I'm talking about offerings you can make as you travel along in your witchy world. At the end of the video, I will also tag on a little bit of other suggestions and ideas of things that you can use in your offerings. Here comes the video. On this day of magic, I want to share an idea with you. If you've ever heard before that before you take a stick or a leaf or a part of a plant outside, maybe you're on a nature walk and you see something you really want, I've always learned that you should ask for permission first. I agree with this. I also have found I feel less guilty if I bring along with me a token of some sort that I can trade. If I haven't thought ahead and I see something, I will take a piece of my hair and trade that as a type of payment. Now, obviously, this is a wig. I wouldn't share a piece of artificial synthetic wig. However, I would pop out a little bit of hair, tie it around a branch, put it in a place where I say thank you. But I wanted to share with you something else you could do if you don't feel like pulling out your hair. Maybe you don't have hair to pull out. Maybe you don't want to pull out your hair. I get it. I'm not a big crafter, but I do love to buy beads when I go to Michael's, for instance. I have containers full of different colors of beads that I use to make jewelry, bracelets, things like that. And I also like to use little tiny crystal beads in spells. But sometimes you get some that you just aren't going to use. Maybe they don't fit. Maybe you bought them in a little grab bag of crystals. That's what happened with me. Some point at Michael's, they sold for probably 10 bucks. It was a plastic cylinder, like soft plastic cylinder with a multitude of beads in there. All of them had holes already drilled through them to use for jewelry or whatever. And there were a lot of gorgeous stones in there. I pulled out and used a lot of them, and many of them I am saving. But I also have found that if I keep them in a little bag when I take a walk, I have ready-made currency for earth spirits if I do want to make a trade. Because again, I don't feel it's right to just go rip a stick off a tree. By the way, I would never do that anyway. I only pick up things I find on the ground. It's just me personally. I've always treated trees almost like I would a human. I'm not going to walk up to a human and, rip a fingernail out. Even the ones who really deserve it. I resist the urge. Hi. Got my little puppy here as always. He makes an appearance in most of these videos. In some, hold on to these little cheapy leftover type beads. If you look here, can you see? I have multitudes. I might just leave one or a couple in place. I like to place them also sometimes if I'm feeling really especially magical that day. If it's a beautiful day and I just feel the fae, if you buy into that, I definitely enjoy thinking about the fae. And I like to leave crystals, little crystal beads at bases of trees, especially if they have a hole in them. I'll put a few there. Again, I feel like it's just an offering, a show of love to the earth spirits and to that magical part of the world. It feels good. It makes me feel happy. And I like to know that I've given back. back and that I'm not just living my life taking and taking. I do my part to give back and then also clean up trash while I'm at it. But that's a video for another day. So little man wants to say hi. Thanks again for watching. Love ya. Hello again. I am back. So as you saw in this video, I talked about hair. I talked about specifically crystals and things, but there's all sorts of things you could use as an offering. My general rule is I try to not leave things that could cause harm. I have paid for entrance into a graveyard before. I do believe that's something you do if you're visiting or if you want to take any graveyard dirt. I do believe that you pay the spirit of the graveyard. And usually I believe it's pennies or dimes. I can't remember. But other than that practice, I try not to leave anything that could do harm. I don't leave metals. I don't leave anything that's unnatural. I think you could leave shells. I've done that before. I often have brought back tons and tons of shells from the beach, and I will use those as a payment, but I feel like it needs to be something that won't hurt the environment. If it's something biodegradable or completely natural, coffee grounds. I mean, coffee grounds are actually good for the soil. Things like that. You can leave that in the place of crystals. Don't go out and buy crystals for this purpose. This was just, like I said, I have so many different beads and chips and things that it's easy for me to just take a few along and offer that. Maybe eggshells. You could grind up some eggshells. Cascarilla, I believe that is called. I mean, there's just all types of things. I just don't feel good about taking without giving back or making a trade. You can look at it as payment, or you can look at it as trade, or look at it as thank you. Something to think about and keep in mind. I love finding items in nature and using those in my practice rather than buying items. But I like to make sure I do no harm. Okay, I hope that made sense. Please leave a comment if you have ideas of things you do. How do you give back? What are your ideas or philosophies towards taking something that you find in nature? All right, enjoy your weekend. Take care of you. And thank you for watching. Peace.